Alright guys, here we go. Starting off on our last, or at least my last, round robin match for the WCT tourney. Immortals versus Goon Squad. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting Immortals to try and take the hill pretty strongly. However, Goon Squad has more light tanks, and they have a T-49. I have not seen a team use the T-49 yet, and while I don't want to say I think it's a bad choice, it's definitely a very RNG, reliant tank. So if it can manage to hit one of the Bulldogs, however, or that AMX Chaffee, it'll be a different story. So already we have an overmatch. Immortals should have seen this coming and not taken their light tanks up here. But let's see, they're managing to actually preserve their health, which surprises me. The T-49 is almost out of this game. He already fired a shot, and yep, that's why I don't choose a T-49. You can't reload in time. Green foot fall, so pretty much we have even trades right now. But it looks like Tavern and Shorty is in a lot of trouble. The 5100 manages to take him out, and Funeral is trying to get into a position to avoid the 5100, but he gets tracked coming around that corner, and now he is dead. AMX Chap's going to finish him off. There you go, Immortals. I will admit, I was skeptical at first with that play from Immortals, but you know what? They realized they could support their lights, and that's exactly what they did. The lights didn't push all the way in. They kind of turned around and kept the fight here in the middle, which is exactly what they needed to do if they wanted to have any chance of surviving. So excellent play by Immortals. Yep, so GN Squad revert falls to the Flash. Oh, look at that. The Flash takes two shots. Actually, no, Punish and Flash take a shot each from one of the T-32, both T-32s. And now these guys are just in a lot of trouble. Bart managed to get taken out, and now all we have is Poop Cannon, who is being torn apart by Joko and his little AMX shaft. He takes one from the T-32, takes another one from the 5100, and falls with the lightweight. Excellent play by Immortals. I doubted that at first, but Immortals made me eat my words. So excellent play by Immortals. 1-0 Immortals. Plebs joining my lobby. I don't like that. Alright guys, heading into round 2 on Mines. Let's go ahead and see how Immortals is going to take it this time. They won it last time, but it looks like this time they're bringing 3 lightweights. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how that works. And 1 AMX Chaffee just like last time, and 2 T-32s and the 5100. So Immortals are relying a lot of mobility and high DPM to be able to win them their game. In other words, they better not miss any shots because they don't have the HP nor the armor to take shots. The Goon Squad is taking 3 T-32s, 5100, 2 lightweights, and an AMX Chaffee. So not too different of a setup, but they do have more armor to play around with in those T-32s. So obviously Immortals is going to go ahead and take that hill. And the Goon Squad has done something pretty smart in my opinion. They realize they're not going to be able to win that hill, so they're going to go out on the outskirts of the map. And I don't know what they're going to do there, but I feel like that was a smart choice not to just throw your light tanks into what would appear to be an unwinnable situation. The Immortals lights are already spotting, and they've probably figured out now that the Goon Squad lights are nowhere to be found. So if I were Immortals right now, I would overmatch the hell out of these heavies right now. That's what they need to do. We saw this earlier in the game with, who was it? With Enemy and Corrupt, just last game. So let's see if Immortals is going to go ahead and overmatch. I would expect them to. There's no reason not to. We see some shots being traded here in the beginning. Immortals does have a pretty big overmatch here, but so far they haven't done anything with it, which is sort of shocking to me. Yep, there they go. They finally did it. This is what I was expecting. All-out rush. And we see a lot of stuff being traded here. The T-30 gets focused down, takes 1, takes 2, takes 3, takes 4, bounces 2 off the back of his turret. And he gets another from the front, he runs from the back, it's taken out by the flash. And then the other T-32 takes one from a lightweight, takes another one from another lightweight. Takes another from the T-32, two lightweights put two more into him, T-32 puts another one into him, and he gets taken out there. But now the Goon Squad lights are in this, but really the Goon Squad lights can't do much here. There's too much armor and too much health in this area. But they do manage to take out the Flash and Sir Tubbins, who were on low health. But now Funeral is being focused down by two lightweights, gets ran by a Casual Pie, and Greenfoot manages to take him out, and Stang takes out Kinder. Now all we have left is Tavern and Shirty in his D-54 lightweight, and the heavy tank is back there. He takes a lot of focus fire, he gets taken out, and Fartmaster in the 5100 was reloading, and is now done reloading, trying to put some final damage in before he goes down. Casual Pie taking a few hits, and Fartmaster gets rammed to death by the Immortals guys. This is great play by Immortals. So this is what I've been expecting from Immortals. All right. Alright, so we start off here on steps. So GN Squad's taking a very heavy tank oriented setup. 3 T-32s, 1 IS-3, 1 110, and then 1 lightweight and an AMX Chaffee for their lights. And IMTLS is choosing a very light tank oriented setup with 3 lightweights, 1 RU, 1 AMX Chaffee, and 2 T-32s. Let's see how they're going to play this one out. Let's take it aerial. So, looks like Immortals are going to send all their light tanks down the, it would appear to be the 9 line, but either that or they're just regrouping right now. Yep, it looks like they're going to go ahead and do a 9-line push, but GN Squad has a AMX Chaffee here to scout this area. And I feel like having AMX Chaffee here is a smart choice, because if he dies, it's not too much of a loss, whereas if, you know, if they brought over their lightweight or something, that'd be a pretty bad trade. Let's see how they're going to do it. AMX Chaffee, it looks like he might not have spotted these guys yet. That would really surprise me. Because if this AMX Chaffee has not spotted this guy yet, he will be very screwed very soon. Yep, he got spotted. He's out of here now. But it might have been too late for him. Let's see how it's going to play out here. I feel like putting these heavy tanks in the middle of the map was a good choice, though. Because whenever these light tanks start pushing into this area and this area, these heavy tanks will come out of nowhere. Let's see how they're going to play it out. The Immortals light tanks are now seeing what GN Squad is doing. If you can hear my chihuahua, I am sorry. And I feel like the Immortals guys need to forget these guys up here and just push into the dip down here and get these heavy tanks out of the game, get the overmatch over and done with before these guys can have an effect on them. But it looks like the Immortals light tanks are going to go ahead and fall back, which isn't a bad choice either. If the Immortals lights are regrouping, and the T-32s are still staying back, probably protecting base from any light tanks who would try to come back. These mortal light tanks are stacking up over here in the C5 area. They might have spotted Tavern. Yep, they did. I don't know if they spotted Tavern. I would imagine they would if he got close, but maybe they didn't. Maybe Tavern has an excellent crew. So it looks like the Immortals Lights are going to go ahead and try and flank around another area. So far, I don't think any damage has been traded. Oh, there we go, right as I speak. Tavern and Shirty gets caught out in the open, takes 2 hits, takes 3 hits, takes 4 hits. Loses a lot of health there. That was pretty bad for him. Alright, so this is pretty much a stalemate because the problem is Immortals, since they chose all these light tanks, it's going to be very hard for them to crack a heavy turtle because, well, GN Squad chose all heavies and that's pretty good to turtle with. And while, you know, draws are penalized pretty hard here, it looks like GN Squad is willing to take it, so let's see how they do. Their Tubbins takes a shot from the T-32. If these light tanks want to win this, I feel like they'd have to come from the field and get these guys down here, and then the heavy tanks would be supporting from over here. But we'll see. So far, we have just a stalemate right now. Oh, there we go. Finally, those T-32s woke up over there. Punisher and the Flash over there putting some side shots in, and that's what I definitely wanted to see. I want to see these T-32s start actually putting some shots in because they are the heavy tanks, and I would expect them to play a little bit aggressively. Yep, and it looks like, yep, Kinder just got caught out there in that AMX, what I believe to be the AMX Chaffee, and gets taken out. Tavern and Shirty also is on very low health, on no more than 200 health, so he can get one shot by any of the lightweights, and probably the Bulldog if it rolls high enough. This is what I like to see here. Some excellent fire from the Immortals guys, just knowing the little pit pockets on where they can damage these guys, which is nice. The lightweight and the T-32s over here doing a great job of putting in support fire. And I feel like now would be a pretty good time for all these light tanks to come over here and just flank these guys. Because Tavern is on little to no health, and it would be a major overmatch over here with the T-32 supporting. Yep, and here we go. The Immortals Lights have decided to come over here down the 1, 2, and 3 line and put some fire in from the rear. Tavern and Shirty is on a sliver of health and is trying to save him some HP right now. The Casual Pie takes another hit from one of the T-32s or the 110 for 328. Now this is where the Immortals T-32s need to start coming in a little harder because now the heavy tanks are going to try to push out towards the lights. Joko gets taken out by a pretty good succession of focus fire there, ending him in his AMX Chaffee. These light tanks need to move around here, take out Tavern, and then focus down one heavy at a time. This match is still 1-1. They need to remember that. Yep, Tavern gets taken out right there, and it looks like a Bodic has met one of the other lightweights over here. 268 roll, 237 roll in a Zombie. Zombie just took about 500 damage, now about 750 damage. Yep, he is in a lot of trouble here. He manages to take out Punisher, but now Zombie is down. And, oh, okay, yep, the Flash takes down Funeral. Pretty good move by the Flash. So the T-32s finally decided to start moving up. That's what I expected from the whole game. Great support by them. Ice Poop Cannon, ICB Poop Cannon is in a lot of trouble here. He falls, and the Flash falls to the both T-32s. And while Immortals lost both their T-32s, I feel like they did really well here as a distraction and as support for these light tanks. Because now, these light tanks are pretty much guaranteed to win this. Unless they get focus fired a lot. Yep, here we go. They need to focus down and revert first because he does have the lowest health. Puts one into revert for 248. Another one for 268. The RU is about to end him. Nope, the RU tries to put one into Fart Master. Bad choice there. They need to end revert first. Yep, there you go. Now revert's down. Now it's a 1v4. Easy overmatch. Now it's a 1v3. RU puts a shot into Fart Master. Catches him on fire. Doesn't have a fire extinguisher. And he is out of this game. Great play by Immortals. Breaking that turtle.
We may have lost this one, but we'll be back.
Alright, here we go, guys. Round 4 of Immortals versus Goon Squad. Not going too well for Goon Squad. However, I feel like if they try to push a little more in Immortals, like they should have pushed more last game because Immortals only had lights. So I don't know. I feel like they could have possibly won that last round, but Immortals was smart and they never got too close, which is until they absolutely realized they had an advantage. So that was a good play by them. So let's see, what do we have here? Immortals is running 3 lightweights and 1 AMX Chaffee, 2 232s, and this time instead of 4 lightweights, we see an IS-3 appear. Or instead of an RU, we see an IS-3 appear. Goon Squad is going to run a 1390, 2 Bulldogs, 2 T-32s, 1 110, 1 T-32, so a little different from their last setup. They traded a heavy tank for a light tank, so let's see how that's going to play out for them. They're sending their 110 and what is this? And their T-32 to the middle of the map, whereas Immortals is going to send their light tanks down the 8 and 9 line and have their heavy tanks sort of trail behind, waiting in ambush. The Goon Squad lights realize what's happening. They're going to go ahead and get out of there. Don't want to be in that sort of overmatch environment. Good move by them. See them trying to put some shots in from the distance, but none, I don't think are going to connect from this far, unless it's luck. So far we have kind of another stalemate. The lightweights are going to try to go through the lower ground and surprise the Bulldog and try to take this position. However, Goon Squad is doing something pretty smart here. Like I said, I don't really advertise turtling, but they're putting their 2 T-32s behind these tracks, which can be a very good choice. But, however, that does mean they're cutting off their heavy tanks if the enemy lights decide to go through the middle here and attack all these guys. So, it's sort of a hit-miss strategy. So Immortals realizes they're not going to get through there, so they're going to go ahead and fall back again and try to regroup somewhere else and find another hole to get through. Oh, there we go. One of the enemy tanks shoots at the flash, but bounces off. I think it was one of the lights. And what I would like to see from Immortals is if they actually took this middle section of the map and took out these 2 heavies, and the light tanks will probably get drawn into that, and they might be able to take out the GN Squad lights as well. But that 1390 is a very dangerous light. They have to watch out for that. Yep, here we go. The 110 peeks out, takes a hit, but gives one in return to the T-32, the Flash. The Flash needs to get into some cover. Ooh, a great shot on the Bulldog. Catches him on fire. That's about a 400 damage roll there with the fire, but now the lights are coming into this. 1390 is now here in the game. This is what I'm interested in seeing, how this 1390 is going to play. If he sucks out, the GN Squad will be at a huge loss. 1390 takes 2 shots from the T-32 and the AMX Chaff. He takes another from a lightweight. They're really focusing him down. They want him out of this game. Greenfoot falls to funeral. The 1390 is already out of this game. That's a huge loss for them. Poop Cannon is taking a lot of focus fire right now. Tavin and Shody takes a shot in the Bulldog. The T-32 is now coming, and we just have, pushing on pushing, all out brawling right now. Both teams are fully committed to this area, and here they come. These two guys, Stang and Punisher, need to get in this a little bit more. Ice Poop Cannon falls. The Flash falls. Sir Tubbins falls. It is still 3-3 though, so let's see what's going to happen. Revert is putting a lot of pressure on a Casual Pie. Casual Pie's getting focus fired a lot. He bounces off the 110. The 110 comes in for a ram, but instead takes 2 shot. Funeral falls to Ramus Maximus, but Pie is still on very low health. Yep, there you go. Punisher puts a shot into Revert. Revert puts one right back into him. Casual Pie misses his shot, and Fart Master about to put one into him. The ISP puts one into Revert for 371. Kind of a low roll there. And it takes another one for 238 right before Casual Pie dies. So it is still 3-on-3 right now. Punisher is getting killed by that light, by that bulldog, and he gets taken out. Stang needs to put some fire into the bulldog, catching him on fire. Zombie doesn't have a fire extinguisher, and he is out of this game. 2v2 right now. They need to focus down Revert. They can kill Revert. There you go. Revert is now out of this game. It makes this a 2v1. Unless Ramus Maximus gets really unlucky, the T-32, yep, cannot one-shot him there. He needs to get behind Stang. Stang needs to put pressure up on him. Great focus fire there. Low roll by Stang, but a high roll by Ramus, and Ramus manages to bounce a shot in return. Stang putting another one in with that 90mm. And yep, another big roll by the IS-3, but now it is over for Mr. Fartmaster, and Immortals takes it 4-0. Excellent play by Immortals. Really got stuck in there. Stang was a little bit passive, but you know what? He came in there at the last minute and really, you know, took the game and won it for Immortals. GG to Ramus, too, for, you know, being strong in that IS-3. He took a lot of shots that game. Well, guys, that's all I have for you today. That is all the games I have on my playlist. Immortals wins 4-0 against Goon Squad. Pretty good games, but Immortals just, you know, outclassed them today. Oops, alright.